This is the tale of how a human girl's life would forever change, all thanks to a magical teddy bear and a cursed pendant. On a peaceful night in the human world, there was a young lady fast asleep in the comfort of her personal room. As she continued to sleep, suddenly a mysterious ball of light appeared in her bedroom. It looked down at the girl, as if it knew who she was. Soon, it flew around the room, inspecting the girl's belongings, including her collection of stuffed animals. However, it stopped at one particular stuffed animal. It was a teddy bear, sitting on the bed shelf above the girl. The ball of light looked carefully at the bear, inspecting it more. Then, in a heartbeat, it went inside the stuffed toy, and soon, the bear itself began to glow. It radiated a light that swallowed its whole body and began to transform. As the girl continued to sleep, she heard someone call out for her. "Hey, hey, please wake up," said a voice. The girl slowly opened her eyes. Though the room was dark and the girl was still sleep-ridden, she could make out the being sitting right next to her. In front of her was her teddy bear, but he looked different. He looked more alive and had a green cloak. "Hey," he said. "I'm so sorry to awaken you, but it's very important that we meet, even if it's still dark right now." The girl quickly got up and was shocked to hear the teddy bear talking. "Charlie," she said, "is that you? Are you actually talking to me right now? What's going on? Is this a dream I'm having?" The girl asked in her confused state. "Let me properly introduce myself. I am actually a being known as an otherworldly helper. In order to communicate with you, my true form had to possess one of your most cherished belongings. Though I do not actually have a name, you are free to call me Charlie, since it is the name of your teddy bear." The girl was still confused, but was slowly convincing herself it must all be a dream. Still, she continued to ask, "Well, regardless, what are you doing here, especially at this time?" "My job as an otherworldly helper is to help those who are unhappy with their lives. I came to this realm because from what I've been observing and sensing, you are not happy with your life." Charlie soon looked at the girl with sadness in both of their eyes. "Deep down, you've always felt like your life was monotonous and dull. You had an ordinary upbringing, went to an ordinary school, got an ordinary job, became an ordinary adult. But you are not happy about this at all. It has even left a small void in your heart." The girl was speechless, but he was right. She had recently come to realize the dull, boring life she had been living in her world. She wasn't miserable, but she wasn't content either. "All that being said, there is one thing you love," continued Charlie. "You love stories. Stories about heroes saving the day. Stories about worlds being explored. Stories about legends. Through the media you've seen, it has helped you cope with the great world you live in. Deep down, you wish for a world of adventure, of excitement, of myths and legends. You even desire to meet and develop friendships with many." "You're right, Charlie," she said. "That's how I truly feel. I felt like that ever since I became an adult. If only I could live in such an amazing world like that." "What if I told you that is why I'm here, that I can make that wish of yours come true?" The girl looked at the bear, stupefied and more confused. "How? How would you be able to make such a childish dream like that come true?" "With this, of course." Charlie reached into his cloak and began searching for something inside. He struggled a little bit due to the lighting of the room, but soon found what he was looking for. It was a pendant, carried around by a necklace. "This pendant will make your dreams come true. All you have to do is accept the pendant in your heart and you will be able to come to a world you've dreamt of. It will even change your form, so you don't need to be a human anymore. You could be whatever your heart's desire." The girl was shocked by the bear's offering. She was still confused of the situation. Is this all real right now? Or is this just a dream she's having? Her mind didn't know how to process it. But after a few seconds of silence, she asked the bear, "Is this really true? Will this pendant make my dreams come true?" "Yes," said Charlie. "All you have to do is wish on the pendant for your dream and it'll come true, and you will no longer have to live this monotonous life." The girl looked at the pendant once more. At first, she was still hesitant about the offer, but the idea of being able to leave her dull life behind and come to a magical new world was strong. Finally, after shaking some doubt in her, she grasped the pendant in her hand and held it close to her. "Please, I wish to leave this dull world behind and live in a new world filled with magic, with adventures, stories, excitement, with strong friendships. And I wish to change myself into something I feel happy with. Please, grant this wish." Suddenly, a strong light appeared in the room. The light consumed the room, and the girl could no longer recognize her surroundings. She then felt herself being engulfed in the light as well. Her consciousness began to fade, and the last thing she felt was the warmth of the bright light before completely dozing off. The girl began to open her eyes after what felt like hours. As she finally did, she felt a light breeze of wind passing by and heard the sounds of birds and critters. She saw that she was in a forest, but not an ordinary forest. Though she didn't know it, something about the forest she was in was magical. She looked all over and was speechless as she admired the area. But right away, a familiar voice grabbed her attention. "Oh good, you're awake. It looks like the pendant worked." The girl soon turned to her side to find Charlie next to her. As she looked at him, however, she was surprised by how big he was. "Charlie, I just realized, you're so much bigger than before. How did you get so big?" "I'm big?" Charlie said, confused. No, I didn't change at all. In fact, it's more like you got small. Much smaller than before. But it's part of the new form you wished for." "What? I'm smaller? What do you mean by—" Before she could continue, the girl felt something off about herself. She immediately noticed that her body was very different than a human body, and her hands had also changed. Shocked by all this, she noticed a river nearby and ran to it to see her reflection. As she did, she was completely surprised by what she saw. The girl, who had left her dull world as a human, had completely changed her appearance. Her new form could only be described as a small deer girl. Seeing her form in the river and realizing what she had become, she freaked out. "What the hell is this?" she screamed. "Why am I a small little deer girl? This isn't what I wanted to look like." Charlie realized what was going on and asked her, "Wait, you didn't want this form?" "No, Charlie," said the girl. "I didn't want to look like this. I look like a rejected mascot character." Charlie was confused by her statement. "That's very strange. I think the form fits you well, especially since you adore cute characters and stuffed animals." The girl grabbed Charlie by his cloak and brought him face to face with her. "I look like a fucking Tamagotchi, Charlie! This is not what I wanted to look like! I wanted to be a beautiful tall deer girl with strong antlers, long luscious hair, and a big badonkadonk for people to look at! I don't have any of that in this form! This is not what I wanted!" Charlie was shocked by the girl's outburst, and after confirming again that her current form was wrong, Charlie thought for what was the problem. However, he soon noticed the girl's pendant and realized the grave error he had committed. "Oh no. I think I know what happened to you." The girl looked at Charlie, waiting for his explanation in the most dissatisfied state she's ever been in. You see, when I was finding the pendant to give to you, I had many different pendants that I went through, but since it was dark in your room, I had trouble finding the right pendant. In the process, I accidentally took the cursed pendant by mistake and gave that to you without realizing it. I'm terribly sorry.
You what?
She shrieked.
You gave me a cursed pendant? Is that why I look like this now?
Unfortunately, yes. The pendant's curse changes the user's appearance, which is what happened to you. The girl continued her meltdown.
Well, can't you do anything about this? Can't you at least change me back to a human again? Or undo my wish?
Charlie looked sad as she pleaded for a solution from him. Unfortunately, I can't do that. The curse will not allow me to change you back, nor will allow you to go back to the human world. I myself have been trying to break the curse inside that pendant for a long time. It's something I still have yet to solve. The girl looked upset and put Charlie down as she looked back in her reflection in sadness. I can't believe this. I'm stuck like this? Maybe forever? This isn't what I wanted. What's gonna happen to me now? Charlie felt awful for the situation and consulted the girl. I truly didn't mean for this to happen. All I wanted was to give you a better life. I'm so sorry. But I will promise you this. I will be by your side and assist you in the new world in any way I can. I will continue my studies, and one day I will find a way to undo the curse of your pendant. I promise. The girl looked at Charlie and could feel his genuine apology, but she still felt terrible and sighed heavily. I appreciate the apology, Charlie, but what am I gonna do now? I'm in this new world that I'm a stranger to, and I don't even have anything. How am I gonna survive here? Charlie looked at the girl and was determined to help her out in the situation. I may not be able to take you to your old home, but I can at least make you a new one here.
What?
But before she could say another word, Charlie began to summon magical light around him and chant a spell. Suddenly, in a blink of an eye, the girl witnessed a treehouse magically appearing on top of the tree in front of them. This surprised her again.
Whoa! What is that?
She said. Your new home. It may look small, but I created it with all the essentials you need, said Charlie.
Whoa, Charlie! You can magically create tree houses like that? How?
Magic. Simultaneously, the most simple and complicated solution to all matter. But let's not discuss the details. Let's go inside and check it out. The two climbed the ladder of the treehouse and opened a trapdoor that acted as the entrance. Inside the treehouse, there was only a few furnished items already there. There was also a door that led to the bathroom. The girl looked around her new home, and in the process her attention soon focused on a desk and chair with a computer and tablet in the room.
Charlie, you even got a computer and drawing tablet here?
I know how much you enjoy creating art. While I can't send you home, I can bring items from your home into this world. So I brought the items you use for art to help you settle in more. Plus, since you will be living in this world for a while, I thought it would be helpful for you to use the computer to learn about the world you live in. And do not worry about things like internet or bills or rent or anything. The magic of this treehouse will cover those essentials for you.
Wait, really? No rent or bills?
You know, maybe living here might not be so bad after all. After a while of settling down more, the girl and Charlie stayed on the bed talking more of the situation. So I guess I'm living here now, huh? This is really what I wished for, she said, losing some of her excitement over her wish. I know the cursed pendant situation has soured the experience, but you are living in the magical world. The forest you live in is especially magical. This world has all the things you'd ever want. The girl looked at Charlie. Though she was still uncertain of the new world she lived in, she did feel deep down that things were gonna work out well. Well, I guess it's still better than the boring plain life I used to have. I just wish I was in the form I wanted to be. I promise you, I will not stop studying or looking for answers until I find a way to break the curse. I will admit that I will have to leave occasionally to do my studies of the curse and find some answers. However, I promise I will be there whenever you need me. Even if I'm away in another world, I will know when you need me and I will summon myself to you. I promise you. Charlie reached his paw to the girl, as if to make a truce with her. The girl was surprised by his promise and was a bit hesitant about him after everything that happened. But still, he was most likely her only hope at having the pendant's curse removed. She reached out and held his paw back, and they both shook together. Guess this is the beginning of a new life I'm living. I will make sure you live the life you've always wanted. Mari,